Hi, I'm Caroline. Thank you for joining me today to work with the breath. So making sure you are comfortable for the next few minutes is essential. As you can see, I'm sitting on a couple of blocks here. If it's a morning practice, I recommend having a little bit more height just to allow the hips to soften and to make it a little bit more comfortable. You could be seated cross-legged, maybe kneeling with some height under the glutes, or you may prefer to be sitting on a chair. If you are sitting in a chair, making sure your feet are firmly grounded. So to begin with, we're going to find some length through the spine. Maybe you're able to find a little bit more length all the way through to the crown of the head. And then a little bit of a lift through the upper chest without overarching the lumbar spine, so the lower back. Finding the length. And we're going to take some generous shoulder rolls. So rolling the shoulders up, back and down. And we'll take 3 in one direction. And then 3 in the opposite direction. Making them exaggerated if you can today. So our breath is affected by our posture and the space we've created in our body, and also in the flexibility of our spine. So bringing a little space to the area, the torso, around the lungs. We'll gently move our head and our neck. So to begin with, we're going to take our right ear towards our right shoulder, allowing the left side to soften. Slowly coming back up to center and taking the left ear to the left shoulder. And slowly coming back up to center. This time we'll be looking over our shoulders, breathing in, breathing out. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. Maybe you're able to turn and look a little behind you, being mindful of the neck. Only go as far as feels comfortable for you. Gently coming through center and taking the gaze over the opposite shoulder. Coming through center again, we're going to gently tuck the chin in towards the chest, so the jugular notch just here. You may feel a gentle stretch, top of the back. Bringing the head back up to center and taking the head behind you. So being mindful not to throw the head back, the gaze is going up towards the sky. And then bringing the head back through to center. So we're going to take our right hand onto the mat, onto the floor. If you're sitting on a chair, you can just allow the right hand to drop off the chair and almost hang there. And then I'm going to bring my left hand to the rib cage. So here to the left side of the rib cage, and I'm taking a gentle side bend here, being mindful to keep the glutes grounded. And with the hand on the rib cage here, breathing into that area. So if the hand's not comfortable, you can always make a fist. It's a little gentler on the wrist. And we're going to take 5 breaths here, in and out through the nose if you can. And working with your breathing rhythm, your breathing rate. And when you've taken your 5 breaths, slowly coming back up to center, releasing the hands, and we're going to move over to the other side. So I'm creeping my left hand away from me, taking a gentle side bend and bringing my right hand to the right side of the rib cage, encouraging the shoulders to stay soft. And taking 5 breaths here, breathing into the hand. So we're using our sense of touch to help direct the breath. When you've taken your 5 breaths on this side, slowly coming back up to center. And we're going to come into a gentle forward fold and back bend. I'm just going to turn so I can demonstrate side on. So finding a comfortable position. If you're on a chair, you may want to turn side on if you've got a back of a chair, unless you're on a stool. Finding once again the length here. And I'm going to bring my hands to my upper chest and gently rock backwards just a little, softening the shoulders away from the ears. And I'm breathing into my hands in the upper chest here. 5 breaths once again. And when you've taken your 5 breaths, coming back to the neutral spine. And then we're going to take the hands behind us. So the hands are coming behind us. I'm going to do the same exercise, breathing into the top of the lungs here. So imagining you can either hold an opposite wrist or clasp the hands, whatever feels good for you. There's a gentle arch there of the spine. You can increase it if that feels good for your body. And taking 5 breaths into the upper chest. So noticing how the rib cage expands, the front of the body. Releasing the hands once again. And we're going to be breathing into the back of the body now. So it's often quite hard to reach this part of the body with our hands and use that sense of touch. An alternative is to have a belt or a strap or even a scarf. You can wrap it around the back of the body and hold it, and you've got that contact with a prop to guide you. Today, we're going to take a gentle sort of hunched position, almost like cow, when we do cat-cow on our hands and knees. So we're coming all the way around, the gaze is coming down towards the floor, and we're directing the breath into the back of the body, the back of the lungs. Once again, taking 5 breaths here. And even if you can't really feel the breath moving to the area you're directing it to, visualizing the breath moving there can have the same effect. Softening the shoulders if you can, away from the ears. And gently coming back up to sitting. And this time we're going to use the arms again. So taking the hands out in front of us. And again, you can hold an opposite wrist or clasp the hands, or maybe even take them away from you. So making the version that feels good for you. Taking the hands away from you. The gaze is coming just ahead or towards the floor. And noticing how the breath moves. Where can you feel the breath? We're still directing it to the back of the body. Once again, 5 breaths here. And gently releasing the hands back down. So we'll finish by taking 3 breaths and gently sighing the breath out. So a gentle sound, bringing the hands either towards the belly or to the lap, finding length through the spine once again, tucking the chin just a centimetre or 2 to bring length to the back of the neck, the cervical spine, and breathing in through the nose and gently out through the mouth. And as you breathe in, expanding all the areas we've worked with already through our practice today. The front, the back, and the sides of the torso, noticing how the rib cage expands with the breath. Maybe softening the gaze, closing the eyes, and taking a moment to notice how you feel after that simple breathing awareness technique.